Welcome back, folks. I have two big news for Sony users because one, we will have a product announcement event next week on August the 4th and I will tell you soon what's coming. And the second big news is that Sony apparently has made an offer to acquire the entirety of Tamron. And that's quite some big news, and we're going to discuss both of those news today. But before we kick off, the usual reminder to like this video to help me in YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button to not miss any of the upcoming rumors. Private note, sorry that I'm dressed or little dressed today, but it's really hot. I'm sweating, and that's the best thing I can do for you. The next best thing, worst thing would be to be naked in this video. So it's really hot here in Italy too. The heat wave in Europe in general seems to last forever, and it's also predicted to go on for the next week. It's really terrible. But now back to the hot news regarding Sony, because I got confirmation from trusted sources that next week, August the 4th at 3 p.m. London time, Sony will finally announce the 100-400mm 5.6 8.0 super compact, super lightweight full frame E-mount lens. This is not a GM lens, this is a very compact, affordable, lightweight lens, a travel zoom lens, and basically it's a black lens, not a white lens like the other telephoto, more GM lenses from Sony. It will cost €899, probably $799. From what I heard, this is the only product they will announce. I don't know, for example, if we are going to get finally some clues about the 16-20 2.0 GM lens that I know is coming, but I just don't know when. I was hoping that maybe it will be announced on August 4th. If not, we'll have to wait a tiny bit more. What's certain is that Sony will not announce a new camera on August the 4th. After 3 camera launches, they will pause and we'll get a new lens. There is also no new camera registration in Asia for Sony. We got 3 for Canon, 2 for Nikon, 2 for Fujifilm, but none for Sony. So if you remember one of the past videos, I told you that 3 cameras were registered, but 2 codes are for the same camera, the RX-10 V, and the other one is for the FX5. So we are done for now, and probably this means in August, September, we are not getting a new Sony camera, at best October, November, but we will know it soon, because I think in October, November, we'll get some cool alpha camera from Sony. But stay tuned on this channel for that, because I will soon have more. By the way, if you are a source and you have some info about not only Sony, but all other manufacturers, future announcement, you can contact me using this email address and contact form. That would be nice. Now, okay, Sony August 4th, 3 p.m. London time, I will have a live blog in sonyalpha.com for this lens announcement, but maybe there will be some surprise, hopefully, we never know. Okay, the next big news is regarding Tamron, because a Japanese magazine published an exclusive story saying that Sony made an offer to acquire Tamron for 200 billion yen. That's $1.26 billion, so quite a big amount of money. And that's a surprise. As you know, Sony was the majority stakeholder in Tamron, around 15%, I don't remember, but then another company acquired more shares. And could be that Sony simply wants to defend their interest in Tamron and just buy the entire company so that no other company can take it over. The Japanese magazine reporting about this is quite reliable, so I think the offer is real. We have to see if Tamron will definitely, if this will go through. What would it mean for Sony? What would be the advantage? Of course, the first advantage I already told you, the defensive part, so that they know they can still control Tamron. The second part that is interesting is of course all Tamron knowledge and patents and everything would merge into the Sony Alpha division, so Sony could use that. And the third thing that might be of concern for Nikon, Fujifilm and Canon users is that Tamron just started to make a ton of lenses for those mounts, particularly Nikon, Fujifilm and RF lenses when it comes to aps-c. I don't know if this will influence the strategy of Tamron, because if Sony acquires the entirety of Tamron, they will certainly push for Tamron to make E-mount lenses. But of course, it's also a revenue stream that Tamron lenses now will be available for other mounts. We have to see. Don't think there will be big changes, so if you're Nikon, Canon or Fujifilm shooter watching this video, I don't think you should be worried. I think they will just keep continuing doing so. but Sony will of course have more control and be sure that Tamron will proceed doing what they're doing, and Tamron is quite profitable when it comes to the financial reports that I regularly watch. They are making a ton of money. They're making OEM lenses. Some of the Nikon lenses are actually Tamron lenses, for example. It's a company that makes profit, so that's actually probably a good business for Sony. So those were the big two news of today, but there are also some other news that I want to report, because there are other indications that in August we're getting 3 new Viltrox lenses: the 35mm 1.4, the 40mm 1.2 aps-c, and the 18mm 1.2 aps-c. There's no indication about the pricing or the exact release date, but we are getting those lenses, including also new SG image 35mm 1.4 aps-c lens, but there will be also other Chinese manufacturer making other announcement in August. So we are getting a ton of E-mount lenses, including Sigma. I told you many times before, Sigma looks like we'll have a major announcement event in August with a couple of exciting lenses, and I will have a separate video about this soon. One more small sort of rumor at the end, because CineD had a nice interview with Sony, with the Sony FX5 developer. You should check out the CineD interview, it's very interesting. There are many interesting tidbits about why the Sony FX5 has certain things or lacks certain other things. But the one interesting part that, as a rumor guy, I found interesting is when they asked when medium format will be available for the masses for Sony shooters, because as you know, Sony did already officially tease the launch of a new Rialto 65mm cine camera with a proper big chunky medium format sensor coming in 2027, but this will be an expensive camera. They asked when there will be some more affordable version, and Sony said they will definitely considering, but there's a whole thing when launching a new medium format system is also you have to think about the lenses and everything. But it's the first time that Sony sort of didn't deny that they're going medium format for the masses. In this case, more related to cine, but I think what I just want to believe is that they were really thinking about a more hybrid system, so something that works for cine but also for photographers. So maybe in a couple of years we are getting a new Sony medium format alpha camera with the chunky big sensors, bigger than the Fujifilm and Hasselblad sensor. But that's just me reading a lot into it. But we have to say that Sony actually confirmed that they're thinking about it, and they're thinking about an ecosystem with lenses. That's nice. Okay, folks, that's really it regarding Sony. Like I told you before, Sony will have the announcement on August 4th. The biggest announcement will then be happening by Fujifilm, Nikon, and Canon, with Fujifilm announcing probably around September 3rd the new X-T6, which is going to be an exciting camera. Then Nikon and Canon will also announce some aps-c cameras. And then also finally Panasonic, OM Digital, and likely also Sony again will have other camera announcement. But this is regarding cameras, lenses. We'll get a ton of lenses, so I will have a ton of rumors regarding lenses in the next days and weeks. So definitely like this video again to have my YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification button to not miss out the upcoming rumors. And I see you very soon.